She get monetized. Yeah,
So, in
2,000 subscribers.
In order to be
4,000
monetized, here's the thing, in order to be monetized, I need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of play.
I thought it was 4,000 hours.
200 and how many hours?
4,000 hours watch time, 2,000
You
subscribers.
get
No, it's
24 hours.
1,000.
I think it's 1,000.
Oh, I was.
So, hey, if you want me to be monetized, you guys gotta get to work, right?
I already did my part, I am
Subscribe.
subscribed to the
How many subscribers do you have?
20?
Are they like
Add
regular
rocket
people or
break.
are they?
I am subscribed to the Father, Son, and Jesus.
Alright, so let's go. I don't say anything, you guys gotta get to work if you want to be monetized.
Another way you can make money is by doing them articles and like when you.
Making everybody click on the article.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Water.
It's your poll.
Yeah,
Perhaps.
it's
I-
so.
I-
The way you put it, too.
Yes, Monte.
I would suggest.
Suggest a way.
Yeah, subscribe to my YouTube. Yeah, it should like.
No, you
Wait,
didn't
what
do
you
it.
said?
Yeah.
Alright,
So make it better once.
give me your question. You have a question? Yes.
Oh, I forgot.
We're gonna talk about the study guide. This is a question on the study guide.
Are these like all the questions on the study guide? Because like it is a lot of questions.
Yes, there are only 8 questions on the study guide. That's it. So let's take a look at these questions. Let's go over them. Perhaps on the back side or another piece of paper, write the answers so you can, it can help you out, right? Now, some of the answers, right? So how many missionary journeys did St. Paul undertake?
3.
3,
Hey, stop questioning.
right? Don't be distracted by Barry Broman and Bobby the Doc. Those are 2 out of the 3, so there's more than 3. 1 or 2.
Oh.
Oh, that was a good, make her say 3 nice things.
Wait,
Say 3 nice things about Bobby. I'm just kidding.
I haven't done this.
You have, okay.
We should replace Barry.
No, okay. So 3 missionary journeys. What is evangelization? Data.
Proclaiming your preaching in the gospel.
Proclaiming or preaching the gospel. Great. Where did you find that answer?
In my notes.
In your notes. Great.
Wait, what? Oh, wait. Can we
Wait,
do that like one more
You
time?
ready that?
What is evangelization? Jada gave a fantastic answer, and I asked her where did she find that answer, and she said right in her notes.
But I
What was the
just
answer?
proclaiming or preaching the gospel.
Proclaiming or preaching the gospel.
Proclaiming. If we put proclaiming the gospel, we have.
Number 2.
And what did she say?
Go ahead and say it again.
Proclaiming.
Wow.
Bro.
Yes, Jada.
Can I do all the things?
Okay.
Or one of them?
I don't think, I think I might know.
I know all of them.
Oh,
Wait, I don't.
So we're gonna skip number 3 for now. We're gonna skip number 3 for now. We'll come back to it.
Wait, number 1 is 3 journeys.
Number 1 is 3.
So did you just read?
Yes,
Just read it.
Megan, yes.
Okay, so for number 3 on the test, is it going to be like, because I know you said that we're gonna have to do or know the main themes, but like you said that you might make it so that we just have to like connect the main themes to like the gospel. So,
I haven't written the test yet, so I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet how I'm gonna do it, because
Writ is it?
I would say be able to write them all out.
Oh, okay.
So what I'll probably end up doing is kind of a mixture of a few different things. So I might have some matching, I might have some, write these out, some, just know them.
You got like a blip.
Like yourself?
Yeah.
Is that so? Jay, you got a question?
I
Okay, sorry. Alright, we'll skip 3, we'll come back to it. And number 4 just simply says be able to explain all of them as well. So I don't want you to just simply regurgitate the themes, but I want you to be able to know and understand what they mean. So be able to explain them just like we did on the quiz. If I ask you to explain it, it'll be just like it was on that quiz.
Have you given us our quiz?
No. When are we gonna get those back?
Yeah, can we get
Yeah,
that?
Cause
So
those are good
like-
to like study at least.
I mean,
Good one.
I wasn't actually planning on giving them back because everything that's on the quiz came right from your notes. So you already have all the information.
Yeah, but it's just better to talk
That's,
about it.
that's debatable,
Mhm.
because I didn't have them in my notes.
You're not
Just have
supposed to
to
tell me
do
that.
They tell me you cheated.
No, I'm saying I got half of them wrong. I had like 2 of them in my notes.
So,
That's not, you're not.
so the correct answer is find someone who you know has all of the right answers, who's willing to share their notes with you, and give them that way. That's the right answer. So if you didn't get them all right, group up with somebody, maybe somebody who got a 14 out of 14, who's willing to, you know, sell their notes for $5 a page.
I don't have $5.
Or it's one, or $2,
I'm also broke.
2 pennies. Ooh, so we got 2 pennies over here, so it's,
Yeah.
we got two marking families over here at work. So,
I might, I can.
Alright, we need to, wait. Hold together, hold together. So when you're studying for this, you can definitely, I encourage you guys to study this in groups. And especially if someone got a 14 out of 14 on that quiz and takes good notes. And they're willing to be generous and let you see their notes and copy their notes, feel free to do that. Copying homework, bad. Copying notes can be good. It's a good thing. So, help each other out in that way, that's a good thing to do, right? So for the main themes, do that for the explanations. You know, some of you, as I've been, you know, really asking you guys to do for a while, when I write down a theme and then we spend a few minutes explaining it, you know, summarize that. If somebody's done that well, you're able to explain it. They could be a great resource for you as well. Yes?
So are we not gonna get this
Why are you still talking over here? Sorry. Go ahead.
With like the notes, I already like wrote down the themes, but I didn't write down the same thing. So like, and I did when I go to the test, but like, you can't have it back no way, so you can just check.
If you want it back, come see me and I'll see if I can find it
But
that way. What? So be able to explain it, know what it means, know what each of those mean. You good on that? Because it's not helpful to you if you guys like regurgitate the feedback to me, but you have no clue what it means. Right? Is that helpful to you? No, it's not. Right? I want you to understand the concepts, not just memorize a whole bunch of random stuff. I want you to know and understand. That's the idea. Yes. All right.
What's so funny?
Who are the Judaizers?
They want the people to convert to Judaism before Christianity.
Okay, you gotta write that.
Yep. So they want people to follow the Mosaic law, to convert to Judaism. The Gentiles, not just anybody, right? The Gentiles, they want Gentiles to convert to Judaism before they convert to Christianity. Number 5. Judaizers. Judaizers.
convert to Christianity?
They want Gentiles who are not Jewish to first have to convert to Judaism and follow the Mosaic law before converting to Christianity.
They choose.
Huh?
They choose.
No, Gentiles are anybody who are not Jewish.
No, but did you say that?
I'm saying.
Gentiles,
They say, who are they? They don't say.
I can't hear you, Giovanni was talking.
It says, who are the Judaizers?
Who are the Judaizers? So the Judaizers themselves are Jewish. And they want Gentiles who convert to Christianity to become Jews first before converting to Christianity. Yes.
So you want us to explain what they wanted?
Yeah, so who are the Judaizers? They're Jews who believe that Gentiles must first convert to Judaism before converting to Christianity.
Do you want us to put like Jewish Christians or just Jewish?
Oh, that's a good call. Jewish Christians. Yeah. Not just Jews, Jewish Christians. It's good. It's a good distinction that I failed to make just now. Good. Very good. They're not Jews. They're Jewish Christians. So they're Christians who believe in or they're Jews that believe in Jesus as the Messiah. Because right off the bat, there wasn't a stark distinction between Jews and Christians. Christians at the time were just thought to be Jews who believed that Jesus was the Messiah. That's how they saw themselves. Jews who believe that Jesus is the Messiah. Later on, Jews and Christians would separate out, as the Jews did not believe that Jesus was the Messiah. But they saw themselves as all kind of one group, some who believed Jesus was, some who didn't. So Jewish Christians would be mostly more specific. Jewish Christians are Jews who probably not, but it would behoove you to have Jewish Christians. That would be the most accurate answer. Yeah, that would work.
You get extra credit for the
If you what?
No.
No.
Okay, so like, I have Gentiles that converted to Jewish, I can't pronounce that.
Judaism?
And then they followed the Mosaic law, forced converting to Christianity, you want to split.
So Judaizers are Jewish Christians who believe that Gentiles, so I would, at the beginning of that, I would say Judaizers are Jewish Christians who believe that Gentiles, and then you can go from there. The rest of the answer is spot on.
Period.
Yes, oh, no. Because it's my first cup of coffee today.
You should drink more.
I'll do it.
I should drink more coffee, thank you.
Max, don't say that.
It's healthy.
No, you're not.
I should drink a second pot today.
Oh.
You either drink zero coffee or you drink all the coffee.
Yes.
That's what I do. Then I go to like caffeine withdrawal the next day.
But you have at least like 3 cups on.
Actually, no, this is my second cup. I had one
Look. the
I had one
coffee
early
makes
this
you
morning.
more
At least
I forgot
1200
about,
milligrams.
I forgot about the cup that I had before I came here today.
You have to drink at least 1200 milligrams per day.
You did.
If I put anything in it, like sugar, then I'd be like 500 pounds. I don't have to drink.
Oh, milk.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Just regular milk.
You drink coffee like it's.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hand raiser, here you go.
Can I answer the next question?
Yes, what is the charisma?
Elements of the gospel.
Yes, key elements of the gospel. Elements of the gospel.
That's it.
Yep. So I would put the word key in front of that, the key elements of the gospel.
I had it, but I didn't put it.
Yep. Key elements of the gospel. And so notice how, remember, that's one of the major themes, right? The key elements of the gospel, where St. Paul lays out the key elements of the gospel. So you've got multiple answers in one thing to remember.
Never did that.
Make that connection, right? Yeah, there is. What is apologetics?
Violence.
Okay, defense of the faith.
Yes, the defense of the defense of the truth of the faith is the way I would put that. The defense of the truth of the faith. Defense of the truth of the faith. Very good. Now this last one is could have multiple different answers to it. So go ahead, tell me who the man of lawlessness is.
The man of lawlessness in Second Thessalonians is the Antichrist, or the guy who's going to be, or the false prophet at the end of time before Jesus comes.
That's a lot of
Because
words.
miracles.
So that's
That's
what I'm saying with this one. There could be a lot of different responses to this. The element that you must have for it to be fully marked right. So my guess is that the way I'm going to structure this question is this one will be worth multiple points. And so you'll be able to get, if you get some of the parts of it, I'll be able to give you some credit for it. So it's not an all or nothing question. It'll probably be, my guess is I'll probably get something like 3 points. And so if you have what I think is the fullness of the answer, you'll get all 3 points. you're missing a piece, probably knock 1 point off of that, still give you 2 points. I don't wanna make this one an all or nothing, so, one of the key elements that you'll want is at the end of time, the man of lawlessness will come, and he will, say that he is Jesus in the second coming.
Yeah.
He will make himself God.
Talking
So-
really fast.
I am, so you need to summarize that in your words.
Wait, can you repeat it one more time?
Yes. So don't feel like you have to repeat a word, so like the way you would shorthand write this, end of time. Say he's God.
And that's like,
So the end of time, he's gonna come, he's going to pretend to be Jesus, he's going to make himself to be God.
And then God's gonna send the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Well, we'll get there, we're not there yet.
And then the 7 seals.
Somebody's read Revelation.
Wait, I'm sending you.
Yeah,
that
and then
would
there's
be
like
like one of those
angels and
points.
stuff and.
Wait,
Yes,
He's
you
gonna
know,
like brand
Yeah.
people with like the mark of Satan.
He'll pretend to be God. So if you don't have, he will make himself God.
all people do.
Well, he will make himself out to be God. He will say that he's
He
God.
will make himself to be God. And he will.
wait, I have at the end of time.
Right, as a false God, that's, he will try and set himself up as God, as not just God, but as Jesus. He will say that he is the second coming, he's not. And here's another piece you'll want as well.
And then there's gonna be some beasts coming up.
I'm
There's
kind
too
of-
much going on.
Well,
Yeah, stop talking for the 2 seconds, people.
so essentially what I'm doing is I'm kind of saying the same thing in a lot of different ways.
Wait, but I
So-
couldn't hear you.
Okay, so that means you all gotta stop talking, right?
Yes.
We'll get this answer. So he'll come at the end of time, he's gonna pretend to be God, he'll say he's Jesus. And he will lead people away from the church. So that's the other element I'd be looking for, he's gonna lead people away from the church.
And what does it mean by at the end of, like,
Right before the second coming.
Okay.
So he will so as, the way maybe we could say this as John the Baptist came before Jesus to announce his coming. You can kind of see the inverse of that here, where the man of lawlessness this time will come. As a time of persecution for the church. Yep. Yes.
How would he know that there would be end of time?
Oh, will he know that it's the end of time? So, we don't exactly know what the man of lawlessness is, so if it's a demon, right? That what will likely happen is God will allow this person to rise up at that time to be this. He will allow that person to rise up, whether it's a false prophet or someone perhaps who's possessed by a demon, something like that. Could be any of those things. But it seems like at that time of fulfillment, God is going to allow that person to rise up as a final testing.
I feel like Revelation said that it's like the guy, he's like a guy that like Satan influenced to like go from.
Yeah.
Right, which is just a regular person that he's not possessed, he's influenced, so. Cause it's like.
The influencing certainly, I mean, what does that actually mean? And to me, that seems the most likely.
Yeah.
Is that this person will allow Satan to influence them,
Yeah,
which typically means.
Wait, what
Because
does
it's
that
a
mean?
choice,
To allow
um,
him to? Like, do you mean like somebody's like trying?
Yep.
To like?
Yep. Yep.
Oh. Okay,
Is that bad?
probably, yeah.
It's bad.
it's probably that.
I'd be very sad if someone just clapped me to the Antichrist. Don't be the Antichrist.
Well, wait, if you're the Antichrist, then everybody else goes to heaven, so it's
That's not necessarily
most, a lot of other people go to heaven.
That's not necessarily true. Just means it's the
Some other people go to heaven, I don't.
likely true. But I mean, probably a 90 at some point, right?
I'm not the Antichrist.
Alright, you good on the study guide?
Yeah.
Thanks, Max, for clarifying. Appreciate it.
Celebration.
Okay, here's what I want to do for the rest of the class. So this is Holy Week, right? Tomorrow starts what's called the Sacred Triduum. Sacred Triduum.
Aren't there 4 days?
Look, Max, you need to stop talking now. It's too much.
Why, that was a valid question.
It's too much talking without your hand raised. When you want to talk, you raise your hand and I will call on you. Okay? Good.
Do you want to start this down?
No.
Do you want to start this down?
No.
Okay, well, I should just yell at me to raise my hand.
That's fair. Triduum. So try. What does try mean?
3.
3. Good. So it's the 3 days, right? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, into
Holy.
Easter Sunday. Very good. I'm sure you'd have had it in there. Yes, Javante.
If today, right?
Yes.
Doesn't let it.
Technically, yes. Yes, today's technically the last day of Lent. Because once we move into tomorrow, we move into the Sacred Triduum. So Lent technically does end today, because the last day of Lent.
Wait,
Last day of Lent.
has it ended or?
It will end.
Does it end at like 12 tonight?
It'll end at the end of the day.
Okay.
So tomorrow will be the first day of the Triduum.
So like at the end of Lent, is that when like, so like you're supposed to like set goals for yourself, is that when like people, do they continue their goals or do they go back?
So the Triduum kind of actually, so Lent ends today, but then the Triduum begins like a real intense 3 days of prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. So for obviously prayer, right? Christians were called to pray pretty intensely these 3 days. We're meditating on the death and resurrection of Jesus. Friday is a fasting day where we fast from all food for the day. And then in almsgiving, I would say continue that if you've been doing that throughout the Lent. But Lent does technically end today. Moves into Triduum, and then once Easter Sunday hits, now we're in party mode. So what I want to do today is tomorrow is Holy Thursday, and I kind of gave you guys my homily this on Monday, kind of the outline of the Triduum, right? The days of the Triduum, Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Holy Saturday, and Easter Sunday. And I talked about how Holy Saturday is my favorite day, right? I didn't really dive into that a whole lot, and that's what I want to do in our time remaining. This passage, this is an ancient homily that is about Holy Saturday and what happens really during Holy Saturday when we're just kind of like on earth, it seems like nothing's happening, but God is really working overtime. It's an ancient homily about Holy Saturday, and it's called the Harrowing of Hell. The Harrowing of Hell. So Jesus is going to Sheol, and he's bringing out of Sheol the dead. Remember, Sheol is the place of the dead. He's bringing out those who trust in God, who want to be brought closer to God. Because remember, before Jesus died on the cross, our access to heaven was blocked. We were unable to get to heaven. We were unable to be closer to God. We were basically in the waiting room. And then once Jesus dies on the cross, he descends to the place of the dead. Now that the bridge is opened up to eternal life, he brings those who desire that. So this is a homily on Holy Saturday. Something strange is happening. There's a great silence on earth today, a great silence and stillness. The whole earth keeps silence because the King is asleep. The earth trembled and is still because God has fallen asleep in the flesh, and he has raised up all who have slept ever since the world began. God has died in the flesh, and hell trembles with fear. He has gone to search for our first parent as for a lost sheep. Greatly desiring to visit those who live in darkness and in the shadow of death, he has gone to free from sorrow the captives Adam and Eve, he who is both God and the Son of Eve. The Lord approached them, bearing the cross, the weapon that had won him the victory. At the sight of him, Adam, the first man he had created, struck his breast in terror and cried out to everyone, "My Lord be with you all." Christ answered him, "And with your spirit." He took him by the hand and raised him up, saying, "Awake, O sleeper, and rise from the dead, and Christ will give you light. I am your God, who for your sake have become your son. Out of love for you and your descendants, I now, by my own authority, command all who are held in bondage to come forth, all who are in darkness to be enlightened, all who are sleeping to arise. I order you, O sleeper, to awake. I did not create you to be held a prisoner in hell. Rise from the dead, for I am the life of the dead. Rise up, work of my hands, you who are created in my image. Rise, let us leave this place, for you are in me and I am in you. Together we form only one person, and we cannot be separated. For your sake, I, your God, became your son. I, the Lord, took the form of a slave. I, whose home is above the heavens, descended to the earth and beneath the earth. For your sake, for the sake of man, I became like man, without help, free among the dead. For the sake of you who left a garden, I was betrayed to the Jews in a garden, and I was crucified in a garden. See on my face the spittle I received, in order to restore you to the life I once breathed in you. See there the marks of the blows I received, in order to refashion your warped nature in my image. On my back, see the marks of the scourging I endured, to remove the burden of sin that weighs upon your back. See my hands nailed firmly to a tree, for you who once wickedly stretched out your hand to a tree. I slept on the cross, and the sword pierced my side, for you who slept in paradise, and brought forth Eve from your side. My side has healed the pain of yours. My sleep will rouse you from your sleep in hell. The sword that pierced me has sheathed the sword that is turned against you. Rise, let us leave this place. The enemy led you out of the earthly paradise. I will not restore you to that paradise, but I will enthrone you in heaven. I forbade you, the tree that was only a symbol of life. But see, I who am life itself am now one with you. I appointed cherubim to guard you as slaves are guarded, but now I make them worship you as God. The throne formed by cherubim awaits you, its bearers swift and eager. The bridal chamber is adorned, the banquet is ready, the eternal dwelling places are prepared, the treasure houses of all good things lie open. The kingdom of heaven has been prepared for you from all eternity. So many things in that I absolutely love. Where God, who is the first person he goes after when he goes to hell? Who's the first person he goes after? Man, he goes after Adam and Eve. We're almost out of class. He goes after Adam and Eve. It's the first people he created. Notice how he makes that connection between all those wounds you suffered in your life, that sin that you committed. I took that on myself. When you reached out your hand to the tree to grab that fruit, which began sin, I stretched my arm out on a tree as well to be nailed, to make up for that. So many things. And then at the end, he talks about, I'm not going to restore you to the Garden of Eden. I won't do that. I'm going to enthrone you in heaven. I've got even bigger plans than the Garden of Eden. Then he calls the that enthronement in heaven like a banquet. He likens it to a banquet. Because heaven's going to be like that. A place of joy, a place of fellowship, right? When you're at a wedding reception, it's always a joyful occasion. You're hanging out with people, you're enjoying yourself, there's food, there's drinks, right? It's always a good time. That's what heaven's going to be like. The last line is always just so good. The kingdom of heaven has been prepared for you from all of eternity. God knew what he was doing. God knows what he's going to do with me. That's just so exciting. So, days of the Triduum. enjoy them, pray them, as I said, as Mr. Brennan said, enter into them. Enter into them. Walk with the Lord this final days here on earth. Enjoy the resurrection on Sunday. That's where all our hope comes from, the resurrection. That's all I have for you today. I will see you again Tuesday, on Friday of next week. Oh, you guys excited for that? You excited I'm not gonna be here for a few days?
Wow. Well, you're.
Wait, are you doing it next week?
I'll be at a conference next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so I'll be back on Friday. Huh? Education, it's an education conference. Well, yeah, thank you, appreciate this gift. Yeah.
So is there any way the forms, the letters can be due at midnight? Is there any way like the paper can be due at midnight?
We're gonna keep it at 3.
That's angry.
I'm just
Nope.
gonna have it with on Friday.
Just get it done.
I feel like Jesus would have made it do it midnight.
I've got multiple emails from people